guys, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great week so far. As you can see, I am currently beardless right now. I hope I had to shave. I got my first shift of work finally in almost 2 weeks, which is good. So, yeah, I had to really, since I work at a dining hall, I can't really have, I can't really say, oh, look at, it's like I can't really come in with a beard because, if I come in with a beard, I have to wear this really itchy, uncomfortable beard guard, and I had to wear it once, not fun, so not doing it again. So, yeah, so let's talk about now today. Like I said, it's going to be my list of 7 of my favorite Harry Potter characters. Like I said last week, for my first list of 7 video, I'm doing this special list of 7, which I was going to hang out to be a list of 5, but like I said, I'm doing a special list of 7 where, I talk about my favorite, to kind of commemorate the release of Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2, the ending of the Harry Potter phenomenon. So, let's get started with my 7 favorite Harry Potter characters in descending order. Now, number 7 is the name, shares the same name of the franchise itself, Harry Potter. Now, the main reason why I think Harry Potter is one of my favorite, I would say Harry Potter is my favorite character. It's not so much about the character himself. I find him personally, I'm kind of on the border of liking him / disliking him with Harry. Like, I know, yes, he's the main character, but, I think the reason why it's more of a sentimental reason. For the fact is, growing up as a kid, I used to be called Harry Potter all the time, to the point that it was one of my nicknames, was Harry Potter. I think I even have it in my yearbook that one of my nicknames is Harry Potter, I put one of my nicknames as Harry Potter, So, but yeah, it's more of a sentimental reasons I kind of associate myself with, not associate myself, but like, it's more because of the fact that I had, I had friends who called me Harry Potter back in the day, so I'm used to it. I got used to it, so other than that, Harry is like an interesting character, other than like, let's say Harry isn't an interesting character because he is, he develops really, as a character, he kind of develops really well and develops well to the situations that are displayed before him. Yes, in the later books, as if it tells you to lash out and be angry at people, yeah, but, it just, that's just kind of the way the situation has made him out to be, which is kind of tragic in the meantime, but, that's separate, but, number 6, this is not actually getting into my, actual favorite characters. Number 6 is Mad-Eye Moody, and, like, it was just, kind of, Mad-Eye Moody was first introduced in the Goblet of Fire. Granted, he was under the disguise of Barty Crouch. Just warning everybody, this is going to be a spoiler-filled list. If, it may turn out that way. If it does, I apologize. But, yeah, Mad Moody was introduced in the Goblet of Fire under the disguise of Barty Crouch Jr. Barty Crouch Jr. kidnapped the real Mad-Eye Moody and made a polyjuice potion, transformed himself into Mad-Eye Moody, And you kind of see, like, I mean, Mad-Eye Moody, Mad-Eye Moody, along with the Goblet of Fire, represents a sort of transition towards the darker side of the book saga, And Mad-Eye Moody kind of is part of that, because you kind of see, the way that J.K. Rowling describes Mad-Eye in the books, and the way that he's portrayed in the movies. He looks beat up, he has a wooden leg, he's missing an eye, he's, he has scars all over his face. He looks like a warrior, He looks like, he looks like that this is the, this is how visually apparent the cost is of fighting dark wizards, that there is going, it kind of, to me, he kind of represents, the sacrifice that it takes to do, to him what needs to be done in hunting dark wizards and bringing them down to justice, And he's kind of the visual representation of that, which I find fascinating. Plus, his eccentric personality, because literally he is mildly insane out of all the years of hunting dark wizards. His very eccentric personality, is still like, it's mildly hilarious, but there's, when he needs to be serious, he is taken seriously, which is, which I find very interesting, And, yeah, so, now, number 5 on the list is Molly Weasley. I don't know about you, but I'm personally looking forward to the scene in Deathly Hallows Part 2 when Mrs. Weasley is going to say, "Not my daughter, you bitch." I can't wait for that. When that happens, I'm going to applaud. at the movies. Just warning everybody now, to warn anybody who's going to be in the movies when I am, if I'm going to be there. I apologize, but I'm going to do that. So, Molly Weasley. So, what I like about Molly Weasley is that, she, when the books first start out, Harry really doesn't have that, a family, He doesn't really, yes, he has the Dursleys, but they treat him like shit, And, he doesn't have a parents, he doesn't have that kind of familial connection that a lot of people like his friends Hermione and Ron has. But Molly is so ready to accept Harry, she always welcomes him to her house, the Burrow always gives him extra portions of food, and essentially looks after him like he was one of her own, just like that, and, like in the Order of the Phoenix in the film where she's debating with Sirius on whether or not that, Harry should become involved in the Order. Sirius thinks he should, He's arguing with Molly Weasley and, Sirius goes like, he's not your son, and Molly responds as, he's as good as, He is treated like a member of the family, And, also the fact with Molly Weasley, yes, she's the, the matriarch of the Weasley household, and it's always so, she is like the kind of like a source of warmth and comfort, like especially to Harry and especially to everyone. The Burrow and Molly Weasley and the entire, it's kind of associated with warmth and kindness and caring and protection and safeness, And to me, I find that really fascinating, really interesting, and it makes you really like Molly Weasley as a character. So, yeah. Number 4 is one of my favorite characters is Luna Lovegood. Luna Lovegood, was first introduced in Order of the Phoenix, and she's one of those characters that's just, you can't, she's aloof, she's very carefree, she believes in really weird things, but in all honesty, you really can't hate her, You can't really, her personality is not really overly obnoxious. She's very calm, she's very relaxed, She's very kind, and she's also very understanding, and she's willing to welcome anybody with open arms, She always has a kind word to say. She's always, and she's just, you can't really hate that in a character, and it's just, she's always so understanding, always so happy, it's even in the most desperate of situations, Luna Lovegood always is like, she, it's fascinating to see how she, how kind she is, and that's what, Now, number 3 of my favorite characters is Albus Dumbledore. Albus Dumbledore, headmaster of Hogwarts for the first 6 books and movies until his death. It's a really fascinating character because in the beginning, this is kind of one of those situations where J.K. Rowling, she always has to think that appearances can always be deceiving. And this is certainly the case with Albus Dumbledore. Through the first 6 books, we almost know nothing about his past. He's always sort of a mystery, Like, but Dumbledore's, a great man. He's sort of a grandfather figure to Harry. He is, he's the, protector of Hogwarts. He's a fantastic wizard, who stands as like a beacon of hope and good, He is the symbol of good in the world, And then the 7th book, we see a much, the 7th book, the Deathly Hallows, not only, I believe that Deathly Hallows is also, it's 2 stories. It is the story of, of Harry Potter going to destroy the Horcruxes and defeat Voldemort in the final battle. But it's also the story of Albus Dumbledore, because until the 7th book, we almost knew nothing about Albus Dumbledore, And to see Albus Dumbledore, how his life and his, action, how Albus's life, he, like, how can I explain this? He, it's just, he done so many horrible things in his life, planning for, like, wizard control of muggles and stuff like that, and just seeing how his actions, and the things that he'd done, and the death of his sister, it kind of motivated him to change, gave him a change of heart, and gave him a way to, express that change of, and, kind of see why he led the life that he led, it kind of gives a more complex and more human character. Now, next character I want to talk about is Sirius Black, my second favorite character, originally my first for the longest time. Sirius is, first made his appearance in The Prisoner of Azkaban as Harry Potter's godfather, And just, what I like about Sirius is that the fact is that he, he is Harry's first family that is kind to him, He is Harry's actual family that is kind to him, He only has the Dursleys who are horrible. And Sirius is one of those characters that is just, he is the kind, uncle father figure that Harry so desperately needs, and it's just it's so sad to when he dies in Order of the Phoenix, because Harry lost that last good connection to any form of family whatsoever, And it's just, and the impact he made is fantastic. Just the fact that Sirius was so kind, granted not so much to Krecher or his but Sirius was kind to the people around him, who he liked, and who, just it's fantastic, it's just he's an excellent character, but not without his faults, Now, number one of my favorite characters of all time is Severus Snape, Severus wasn't really my favorite character until very recently. I mean, I'll admit, when I pre-ordered Deathly Hallows, I got the sticker that said Snape was a very bad man, and I feel like an idiot. I still do. When I look at that sticker up there on my support beam, I feel like an idiot. So, Severus Snape is one of those characters like Dumbledore where appearances can be truly deceiving. You really know not a lot of what's going on, and the fact is that he's such a fantastic character, who could be so mean and so evil, yet have such, he's a torn up guy, and it's like he's very similar to Dumbledore in many aspects and many regards. So, I think he's just a fantastic character, probably one of the best probably the best character that J.K. Rowling created. How someone could be so cruel that at the end of the book, cruel and so mean that at the end of the series you can have a profound respect for and profound like for, which is not something that's easily done, but J.K. Rowling gives Snape that redemption, and it's well worth it. So, alright guys, well that's about it, really, of my favorite Harry Potter characters. Let's just let you know, tomorrow is going to be my personal vlog. I'm not decided if I'm going to do a current topic or not, or something of the sort. I'll probably look up current events today and find something to talk about. But, alright guys, I will talk to you later. Next week, my list of 7 is probably going to be, I haven't really figured out, probably favorite moments from the books, favorite, moments that transition well into the movies. I'll figure something out. But until then, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Alright, peace.